Okay, let's do this. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this reading. My name is Mira, and this is Age of Aquarius Oracle. In today's reading, we are doing a pick a card reading. I was guided to do an archetype healing reading, meaning what kind of archetype within you're healing now. Maybe what is going on in your life, how are you going about it, what are the challenges, and what are some supporting energies or messages from spirit. So I have prepared 4 piles. As you can see, I have pre-shuffled quite a lot of oracle cards, and one of the archetypes from sorry from the Kim Krantz, The Wild Unknown Archetypes. I have selected out the first 30 cards and shuffled out one for each pile. And for the last group, I wanted to do 3, right? And 3 is anyway more than enough. And by the way, if you want to skip the rant, then you can skip the rant and find the timestamps below. And group 3 and 4 came together as 2 cards. So there might be a connection. If you feel drawn to one or the other, it is advisable to watch the other one as well. But do what your intuition is telling you to do, obviously, first and foremost. And I have selected a different tarot deck for each of the piles as well, and the card that we are going to pick from, you are going to pick from, is the Wheel of Fortune. Don't ask me why, that's just what it is. So, group selection. Pile 1, you have this Wheel of Fortune. I hope this is good. From the Runic Tarot, or as an additional object, Palo Santo. Group 2, you have this Wheel of Fortune card from the Sacred Vap Tarot deck, or this seashell. I'm not sure if I'm showing the cards correctly, so if it's very bad, I'm sorry. Group 3, and the Wheel of Fortune from the, what's it called? De la Nuit Tarot de la Nuit. Or this piece of driftwood that it has a bluish tint. I don't know why. I don't know what was the process and what's the history, but I think it's just a piece of wood my son brought home. Okay, group 4, the Wheel of Fortune from the Dark Wood Tarot, or this piece of wood my son brought home because it reminded him of a pistol. And it's been lying around for years here in my apartment. Yeah, that's what kind of hoarders we are. Anyway, choose your group based on your intuition, what's calling to you, and I will see you in your pile. Hello, group one. If you felt drawn to this Wheel of Fortune card or runic tarot in general, maybe it's your favorite tarot deck, or this bundle of Palo Santo, then this may be your reading. I've already cleansed the space and asked your spirit guides for the clearest messages for your highest good. So let's see. Going to put this back. So you got the comic. Loss, wounded, not feeling enough, missing someone, left out in the cold. Twin flames. Interesting. Strong soulmate, telepathic, spiritual, divine connection. Maybe you are on a twin flame journey. If you know about it, doesn't have to resonate for everyone. Obviously, not that many people are on a twin flame journey. I'm sorry, I forgot about this one. Going forward, don't dwell on the past, but focus on creating a brighter future. I promise strong glasses. Feather of hope. Grasp the feather of hope, a delicate symbol of upward promises and uplifting future. It's also too dark. Hmm, that's better. And then we got garlic, number 22. It is unwise to walk beyond the boundaries you have yet to expand on. Protection among all else. The salamander and the black pepper, inspiration. Number 17. And the message from spirit. Seven of water, but it's mad, so it's like a justice card. And I believe this talks about, well, justice, time of accounting, but also about living according to your beliefs. And with the world in reverse on the bottom, it's maybe a cycle that you are overcoming or have difficulty to make that final step in breaking that cycle. It feels just beyond your reach. Okay. So, comic as an archetype, right? It's the Joker in the group, the Fool, but it's also the lightness, some a part of us that can be silly, that can make a incredibly cringy, but also incredibly funny joke. That's something that we need in society. It is very necessary, and especially in these times when people were never more divided, and in general the mass media are trying to do exactly that, and also the algorithm. They want us divided, puts substitute they with whoever, whatever you want. So the archetype of comic is the one that heals this division with jokes, with laughter, brings people together, right? That's if you check any of the comedians, stand-up comedians from US, the famous ones, they are doing exactly that, and that is the real healing effect of the comic, the or the healing effect of this archetype on society. But it can anyway be about our inner archetype, right? We are not talking just about the society level. And since we wanted to know what are you healing within this archetype, the shadow of the comic is being sarcastic, harsh. A comic is someone who is very, very intelligent because it takes a very intelligent mind to be able to spot the patterns um, in society in order to, well, make fun of it s in a way that where people can relate. But very intelligent people are also more prone to be depressed because they see the problems and they see what is behind and they feel absolutely powerless to do something about it. And in that kind of situation, it's almost the irony of on itself that the only thing you can do is laugh about it. And that's what they do. The shadow is, it can be overdone. Um, we can be too sarcastic, too harsh. Everything is a joke. Everyone is a joke. But people have feelings. So maybe it is about stepping more. Sorry. You're resisting this very, very much. Stepping into um, your more emotional side. It it takes it. The heart is very necessary in the in the joke, in the joy, in the fun. The heart needs to be there. It needs to be fun or making fun of something out of love. Okay, interesting. I did not see that coming. I'm just checking my notes whether I forgot something that was coming through while I was preparing the piles. And also, I made a couple of notes about each archetypes. Hmm. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, the shadow, right? That sometimes, mm, like jumping to the criticism. When you meet someone, it's like zeroing on something. What could I make fun of about this guy? I don't know if that in English made sense. It made sense in my head. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. And this is it's about somehow changing or morphing your view on the world, because like that's the only thing that you are perceiving. How can I turn this into a joke? How can I make fun about this? And okay, mm, 10 of Wands and 9 of Pentacles in reverse. I am going to do a spread, as I mentioned in the intro. It's going to check the time. How are I doing? 11 minutes. Okay. Um, we'll see how it goes, but I would like to then read from the guidebook the messages for both uh, these oracle cards. This is from the what's it called? The Season of the Witch in Bulk Oracle, and this is the Woodland Wardens. Okay, but let's check what's going on. What are you healing or working on, and what are the challenges and supporting energies? Almost done. I'm going to cut the deck. Death in reverse. 10 of Swords in reverse. 5 of Wands in reverse. Okay. Challenges. Queen of Swords in reverse. Ace of Cups. Ace of Swords. Supporting energies. 4 of Cups in reverse. The Lovers in reverse. And this is the is it Cups? 8 of Cups. Yes. Alright. Oh, interesting. 3 of Cups on the bottom. Okay, I forgot to mention we didn't talk at all about those two cards, which is and the energies greatly influencing your life right now, and we have then their loss, wounded. So there is something that you have lost. Maybe you're mourning a loss of relationship. Um, even though whether you wanted it to end or not, you are maybe in some way mourning it. Maybe you have literally lost someone recently, maybe a pet. And then the twin flames. Maybe you were awakened by a twin flame, even though you were happily married. whatever happily means for you, and you realize that you are on a twin flame journey. And that sounds ironic that the greatest possible joy in your life, like reunion, union with twin flame, is the thing that at the beginning wrecks your life to shreds. Okay. Mm. I'm just channeling whatever comes through right now. Um, okay. So with the death in reverse, you're resisting something. Maybe you're resisting admitting that you have a twin flame, that you are actually on a twin flame journey because you don't want to believe on that shit. I get it. I absolutely get it. The Ten of Swords in reverse. It's like you really can't take it anymore. I am going to clarify later, but I just want to interpret the cards first without the clarifiers in case the clarifiers do not resonate for everyone. And Five of Wands in reverse. Five of Wands is about competition, also struggle within a group. So I don't know how that applies um, to your life. Maybe you're feeling very alone or disconnected. Like you don't have anyone to to talk to about whatever you're going through. And what was the message from Spirit? Right, to yeah, to really make decisions with your heart. And yeah, right. And we have this end of the cycle, exactly. Something that you have to do or say or somewhere to go. I don't know what it is for you, but it is to actually do and live according to your values, beliefs, and needs. You're not living life for anyone else but yourself. So shape it according to what you want. Beautiful. Um, let's go through the whole reading and then I'll maybe pull a couple of clarifiers. All right, so challenges. Queen of Swords in reverse. This is someone very cold, harsh. Can represent a person or a situation uh, in your life that you're finding yourself in. It's very, whenever you turn, you find a blade pointing at you. You you don't know how to navigate the situation. There's nothing to, nothing to latch on. That's a stupid metaphor. Anyway, let's move on. Um, Ace of Cups, and this is the challenging energies. So that's kind of pointing toward the twin flame. And unfortunately, I'm telling you exactly what you don't want to hear. And that's very funny because I don't know, maybe you thought, yeah, if this is true, then spirit, then send me a message. And here we are. Something like that. Something like that is coming true. Through. Sorry. So yeah, this is a challenge because you don't want to do it. You don't want to be on a twin flame journey. You don't want to hear about this shit. And that's why also Ace of Sword is the challenge because it's the acceptance acceptance of the truth. And that's what you're also resisting. I did not see that coming. This is so cool, this reading. Anyway, supporting energies. Four of Cups in reverse. This is really for you to heal out of this misery energy, this maybe wounded, maybe you're hardening too much into that sarcastic fella or a sarcastic lady. It's supporting energy, and it's just lounging there at a tree. There are horses in the background. This is a little bit like victim mentality, but you have to realize that you are the creator of your reality. But in order to do that, you have to accept the things as they are. The next, we have the lovers in reverse. And it's directly below the Ace of Cups. So the lovers in reverse, well, the lovers is about choice, right? Lovers in reverse can talk about disconnect, or also not seeing the value of the relationship for what it is. But since this is a supporting energy, it's like saying that you have a choice. It's like no one is telling you you have to step up on this twin flame journey. No one is forcing you. Your spirit guides won't force you to do anything. No one can. You have free will. So this is telling you you have a choice. You have a choice to make. But first, you have to accept the reality that this is where you find yourself right now. And then you can decide whether you are stepping on a twin flame journey or not. You can live your life for yourself. You can meet other people. No one is forcing you to chase your twin flame, no matter what. That's all that came through. And then we have the Eight of Cups in reverse. So, Eight of Cups is about leaving, leaving things behind that no longer serve us. This is in reverse, but it is an advice or supporting energy, which is saying that you can take with you what you want to take with you. I don't know what it means for you. I hope it makes sense, this message. This is how it came through. And also interestingly on this card, this little, is it a squirrel? I think, stole one of the cups from the dragon. Right. So there's also some indication for like things sorting themselves out fairly quickly. Maybe once you realize that you really have a choice and that your heart is your best compass, and once you accept the truth and the reality as it is, things will sort themselves out. Okay, very interesting. Um, I almost don't feel like we need any clarifiers, but let's try if we get something more specific. Okay, so, right. I wanted to, but let's try also with the ten of swords. So can you please clarify the ten of swords? The burden. The burden is Ace of Swords and um, Death in reverse. Beautiful. Because I don't know, it's like maybe you're resisting your spiritual awakening. If you were awakened by your twin flame, and especially, I mean, that will be probably just for some of you, right? So only take it when it resonates. And you were not really spiritual until now. Well, then, this is a right? Um, is a lot of things to accept suddenly, especially if you had no idea about the spiritual world, nothing. Um, then being suddenly awakened by your twin flame is basically a nightmare. Maybe you think you're going crazy, right? The comic, right. It's the sarcasm that keeps you alive. Okay. So, yeah, that is the burden. It's mainly the mental, the spiritual burden. Um, so, you want me to tell you, yes, you're really going through a spiritual awakening. Yes, it's real. Yes, you have spiritual guides. The Five of Wands in reverse. Let's clarify the Five of Wands in reverse. Okay. Anything else? That's it. So we got a Knight of Pentacles in reverse and Judgment in reverse. The conflict. Mm. Yeah, the Judgment is about spiritual awakening. In reverse is, of course, speaking about you resisting it. And the Knight of Pentacles, well, the Knight of Pentacles is a very slow moving knight. And it gives me like that you've been in this energy for quite a long time. So that's an agony because your own soul is probably pushing on the spiritual awakening. This got crazy specific, so I have no idea who will it resonate with. Maybe there is one person, and if there is one person, then great. I'm glad I'm not doing it just for no one. Or someone in 3 years or something. Let me know. If you exist, please let me know if you are watching. Challenges. Queen of Swords in reverse. Yes, definitely we want to clarify Queen of Swords. Who is this? Who is this? How is this connected? That was okay. Yeah, there are at least two cards there, which turned. Let me check just because sometimes when I watch some of my readings, and I noticed that during shuffling, I didn't even notice that a card flipped. Anyway, okay, so we got Temperance in reverse, Seven of Pentacles, and Page of Swords. So, with the Temperance in reverse, it's like saying that it's extremely unbalanced version of Queen of Swords energy. So someone that really is going after your neck for some reason. Only take it when it resonates. Maybe also suggesting Sagittarius energy. Um, Seven of Pentacles. It's about um, seeing the first fruits from the seeds that you planted, watching them grow. And Page of Swords, well, it's about information, messages, something small. Only take it if it resonates somehow for you. Ace of Cups. I don't know if that needs clarifying, but let's see what comes out. Can we please clarify the Ace of Cups? I'm afraid this is already so long. Okay. A lot of tumbles. Three of Wands. So this is about planning. Maybe you're imagining how that relationship would look like. And maybe you have judgment about it. Maybe you don't like what do you imagine. Okay, and maybe pull one more clarifier for the Eight of Cups in advance. One more clarifiers for the Eight of Cups. This is the Empress in reverse. It's like you can leave her behind. The Empress is also about intuition, going inside. not resisting your intuition because it's in reverse. So it's you're currently more in the shadow of the Empress, which is not trusting your intuition, not going within, not going with your heart, making decisions with your heart. Okay, let's close this out by reading from the guidebooks. First, from the Season of the Witch in Bulk Oracle, number 22, Garlic. Defensiveness, protection, managing negativity. Hmm, exactly. You you wounded, you're hurt, you're sarcastic. At least you're turning sarcastic. This is what you're healing. It is unwise to walk beyond the boundaries you have yet to expand on. Protection among all else. Pulling the garlic car suggests there are people who are working against you, or perhaps that is your perception of your situation. There is likely resistance from others, but it may not be as bad as you might think. Whatever you are feeling, whatever you are facing, receiving this card means you are more than capable of defending yourself against any attack you may face. You have what you have because of your hard work and dedication, and there is no one in your current orbit who has the power to take that from you. Any negativity you are experiencing is the result of someone whose own emotional trauma are being triggered, which is all about them and not you. It may be unfortunate for them, but you are not required to entertain such behavior when it is hurtful to you. In the rare case, this card falls from the deck and lands in reverse. It is a sign you are being unjustifiably defensive when there is no threat at all. Well, it wasn't in reverse, so I'm not going to continue with that. Okay, so protect what is yours. I don't know. Earlier I said like mourning a relationship. I don't know if you're going through a divorce and your ex-wife turned ugly on you. Don't ask me where that came from. The divine. Uh, what was it? 17. The salamander and black pepper inspiration. Symbols of fire and heat. The salamander and black pepper call us to be full of energy and inspired. Both Aristotle and Pliny the Elder wrote of salamanders' ability to flames, withstand flames, and the creature's association with fire is echoed in ancient Greek myth. Black pepper, or peppercorn, has an earthly flavor with a spicy kick, making it a perfect match for the fire-friendly salamander. A new opportunity awaits. To fulfill it, you must remain inspired, applying your full energy to your creative endeavors. Okay, so this is sounds like a message for something or for part of you that are going through um, a new creative project or going through, well, working on a new creative project, going through a slightly different change maybe in life. You could also understand it as a message to not to be afraid of stepping on the path of awareness. I don't think anyone ever regretted it and wanted to go back to Matrix. Well, I mean, those couple of seconds don't count because we all have those. But no, not really. And creativity is the best way how to step on the path of awareness, spiritual path, awakening path. It's the inspired creative action that guides us. It's what the inner child wants to do, it's what the heart wants. That should be the fire of our life. Ooh, wow. Very nice. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today. It's been a wonderful reading. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it brought you some clarity, healing. Maybe you at least seen or felt seen and heard. And if it resonated, please leave me a comment and a like. And if you like this reading and you like my energy, please consider subscribing. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye. Hello, Group 2. If you felt guided to this Wheel of Fortune card from the Sacred Web Tarot or this seashell, then this will be a reading. And I was asking Spirit, what are you healing in one of the archetypes within you? How is it going? What is going on in your life? What are the challenges? And what would be the supporting energy or advice? We'll see what comes out. And you got the archetype of healer. Summer is a timing card. Activity, goals, progress, life force energy, new patterns. I don't understand. Yeah, but what was mainly coming out, uh, life force energy, maybe also Kundalini energy. There is a huge momentum coming out of this card, like a lot of force is behind it, a lot of power and speed. It's got momentum. Reflecting, shadow work, soul searching, deep introspection, evaluation, hermit energy, void period. Right. Well, if you are embodying the archetype of healer, then of course there is a lot of shadow work, a lot of healing, a lot of grounding, a lot of self care, a lot of meditation, right? Then you got steady progress, never move with deliberate care. Oh no, sorry. Why the never? It says move with deliberate care. As patience and attentiveness guide you to guide you to thoughtful achievements. Happiness is simple. Find joy in small wonders. Life's small wonders. For they hold the key to a fulfilling and contented heart. Okay, so it's about finding joy in small things. If you're going through a difficult time doing some reflection or shadow work, then this is definitely a fitting advice and encouragement. Bathing ritual number 6. With you, water spirit, I wash away what no longer serves me and drink in spells that call for healing. Right. So, water is currently your big friend. Bathing, sea salt bath, drinking a lot of water, spending time near water. Then we got the owl and hop. I assume this is hop. I have no idea what it is, but I'll read from the guidebook at the end of the reading. Then you got messages from spirit. Elemental of fire in reverse with omens. So elemental of fire in this deck is in reverse. It's about the dangerous energy that needs to be dealt with. And this was the bottom deck energy. The tower. Of course, you know what tower means. A difficult situation because this is some sort of difficult energy that is leading to a tower moment unless you can mitigate it in some way. Because you already see it coming. This should only be confirming your intuition if this is for you. You know. And I don't know what it is about. Maybe there's nothing you can do about it. Maybe this is just confirming. Yeah, this is happening. Yeah, it will lead to a tower moment. And there's nothing you can do about it because you can change someone else's will. But if this is about you, then take it how it resonates. And then you got 7 of air in reverse with a spell casting on the bottom. Maybe also the tower here could be about distraction that is seemingly, what was the word, senseless. Like what's the point? Why did it happen? Why was that needed? And the seven of air is in reverse in this deck is about asking the wrong question. The why is not important. What happens next is important. And the eight, which is usually the strength, spellcasting is about working with the divine, but like making the inspire action. Be the change, working on yourself. To clarify that, let's put it here first. Okay, so if this is making some sense to you, then let's proceed to the sprite. I'm going to pull 3 cards for what is going on, what you're working on. We'll see what comes out. Then some challenging energies, and supporting energy or advice. Okay. Source of air. Oh my god, I forgot to. Is it scout? Source? I'm going probably need to pause the video and check how exactly it goes because I'm not that familiar. Or maybe I'll do it just on the camera. Oh, but just a second. I think this is the queen, the source, but we'll see. It's the magician, right? Yes. So probably queen of air or swords. And this is the temperance. Interesting. It is a long time since it's been a long time since I used this deck, but I felt guided to use it today. And every time I use it, I only use it in a reading, and every time I fumble with it because I don't recognize the cards. And they are doing it to me on purpose. So I'm never happy with any of my videos, and that's why I mostly don't post them. Okay. Nine of Pentacles, which is interesting for a challenge, but yeah, I'm already getting that you're a little bit too independent. Um, uh, Four of Cups in reverse. And this is Five of Wands in reverse. Supporting energy. The High Priestess in reverse. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. And Seven of Pentacles in reverse. And three of Pentacles in reverse on the bottom. All right. I wanted to confirm first whether the source is the queen. Source, seer. Yes, seer is the king, source is the queen. And we don't have any other cards. And then we have a scout and student. Okay. I mean, when student comes out, you definitely on this page. But I mean, if I had all four of them on the table, I would definitely would be able to order them. But okay, so first, let's interpret the cards that we have on the table right now. So, Queen of Air. I don't know why I feel like checking the message for this card. Um, I already had the hint later. Sorry, earlier. I want to say earlier, but I kind of talk it over, and now it kicked in again. Check out the cards. Check out by checking the card. What am I? Okay. The last one is the air. Here, source of air. Authenticity. Interesting. Trusting in the authentic expression of my soul, I embrace my fears and flawless self. I'm just reading through the text here, thinking whether I should read it or not. I don't want to read that much from guidebooks, but for some reason, let's do it. I didn't. I didn't do splitting for the group one. So, source of air. The source of air holds the space for you to convey the secrets of your heart. They help you to balance the mental and emotional realms of your existence while encouraging you to trust in your own wisdom in all that you cannot see but feel so deeply. The source of air calls upon you to be the caretaker of your own splendid truth. They invite you into the amazing spiral dance of life, the space of pure potential, the authentic expression of your soul. The source of air is here to fortify you, to show you how to create healing boundaries so they can honestly express your thoughts and articulate your vision. They want you to understand that healthy boundaries are one of the deepest forms of love. Within the source of air, they convey a deep capacity to love yourself and others unconditionally. Here, thoughts and words can no longer harm you, for you are fierce and flawless just as you are. Alright. So I don't know if you are right. We didn't talk about the healer that much. About the shadow of the healer. We definitely didn't talk about. Because it one of the which now came in with maybe that's why I had to read it. Well, thank you very much, spirit guides. Mm, the message came with what I read in the book That is, there is an element of you overgiving yourself. You may be neglecting yourself, your self care. And this is maybe also a wound that you are still healing. And I mean, a healer is always healing. Um, what was I? Right, the healer's path is a never-ending path. But it looks like that you are currently healing that shadow of the healer archetype. I'm sorry that it came out so late in the reading because that's kind of important, but it is what it is. Maybe that's what you are saying as well. You are accepting that you still have that kind of wound, that you are maybe not a people pleaser anymore, but still a little bit of an overgiver because you feel the suffering of other people, and you know you can ease their suffering, and so you do. But it looks like it's been too much. That is already affecting your well-being, your happiness. Oh, yeah, that's the temperance. It's the imbalance um, in your life, what I just explained. And then we have the magician, which is manifestation, having everything you need at your disposal, all elements. This is the moment of inception. So maybe there is some sort of realization or manifestation, something that you are trying to do, change. In the messages from Spirit, we had dangerous energy that needs to be redirected. So, this is now somehow tying it as leading it to burnout, a tower moment, like maybe getting sick, maybe you had excellent health for a long time and now you are overworking yourself. Maybe you're already starting to feel it because everything I'm saying just should be just confirming your intuition, thoughts you already had in past days. And the advice was right: self love, self care, working with the divine, stepping into your power, magician. Challenging energies, Nine of Pentacles. As I already said right away when this card came out, It's saying that the challenge is in the way that you're a little bit too independent. You don't need anyone, right? You are there for everyone. You are helping everyone, but no one is helping you. I don't. You don't need it. So maybe learning also to accept help. Then we have a Four of Cups in reverse. This is also tying into it, you, like you already accepted that this is your fate, that you will be forever the one that is helping everyone else, but you are alone in this, and that you prioritize the needs of others before satisfying your own needs. And this is again a challenge, something you need to break, something you need to, I believe you need to let go. And Five of Wands in reverse. Five of Wands in reverse is about the conflict. Can be what I'm getting for you, an internal conflict. Maybe you have trouble to justify in your own mind, in your eyes, your needs, because you are fairly healthy, you live in a nice apartment, and you have all the food that you want, and you have opportunity to help people who have nothing or who can't even walk, or something like that, that are like in some sense worse off compared to you. That's just crudely said. and and that's why you have the problem to justify for yourself that you have needs for self-care, that you need to be able to sleep 8 hours or whatever, however long you need, and take bath regularly and have a nice meal and have a relaxation time, because it is necessary in order for you to give what you are usually giving while doing what you do in whatever way that is, that you are healing others. Can be from teacher, nurse, doctor, uh, whatever profession, cooking, uh, whatever, cleaning, doesn't matter. You can always feel there is someone else that needs my help more than you do yourself, right? But this is not how self love works, and not how giving works. Because over giving leads to resentment, or not over, yes, but giving by taking from oneself leads to resentment. You don't want to do that. And I'm not saying that you are doing that, but maybe it's like, maybe you sometimes have like, mm, thoughts that you don't deserve some things compared to others. I don't know. This was very specific that just came through, so I'll only take it if it resonates. Um, Energy supporting you. Two of, two of. Well, that's um, the High Priestess in reverse. All these cards have Roman numerals, so right, not only the major arcana, so to make it a little bit more confusing. But I love this deck. That was not a criticism. I love how confusing it is. Love it. Okay. Two of uh, High Priestess in reverse. I confuse myself. Happens. It happens. Anyway, a High Priestess in reverse is about is in reverse, but this is a supporting energy, right? This is about the shadow work. This is about going inside. This is about not being afraid of your of what you'll find there. Not being not feeling guilty about what you do for yourself. And also trust your intuition. But this is, well, a generic message you will hear in every tarot reading. But it came through loud and clear. So I guess you needed to hear it. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. This is about the legacy, the stability, but if it's in reverse, it's about materialism. Also, maybe relying too much on others. But since this is an advice, it's about you really taking a little bit of this uh, shadow of this cat because you don't have at all of that. A little bit of buying something nice for yourself and accepting help from others. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. As an advice is about is not, and it's pointing back to the steady progress. It's not being discouraged if you don't see progress in something where you were maybe expecting much faster change. Steady pace, steady progress. That's the message that's coming through with this card. Okay. We're at half an hour. Okay. We talked about Queen of Air and the imbalance, what you're giving to others and what you're giving to yourself. But let's clarify Magician. Let's clarify the Magician. Oh, baby, baby, baby. No, 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 no. Okay, no problem. She loves to do that when I'm recording. And the Magician was clarified by Ace of Pentacles in reverse, Page of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. Some sort of project. The Hierophant is about organizations, traditions, higher learning. So I don't know if you applied somewhere or if you are thinking about it. I was for some reason getting also school for some of you, maybe, or some form of education. Page of Pentacles could be pointing toward a lengthy process or something going slowly or slower than expected. Okay. So, what did we talk about here? About you being too independent, too self sufficient. The noises in the background is, of course, my cat destroying a chair, chasing her own tail. Let's move on. Four of Pentacles. Four of Cups. And Two of High Priestesses. Hmm. What's the connection? I was pointed toward the connection between those two cards, but I don't understand that. I don't get it. What's about accepting your fate? Oh, that, but mhm, you knew your intuition is telling you that it's not right, that you should not be feeling like you're feeling or giving so much or not having enough time for self-care. And we got Nine of Wands in reverse, and as you can see, this woman in the picture is performing some sort of candle ritual. Take it if it resonates. And Three of Swords, which is about heartbreak. So I don't know if there was also some relationship and in your recent past, or what kind of heartbreak, or in general just hurt that you feel from other people that you are serving or healing in some capacity or helping in some capacity, could be pointing towards that. And Nine of Wands is, well, Pride is about the final push, right? And if it's in reverse, it's about not seeing it, not going for it, being a little bit stuck in that energy. Probably because it's been like that for a long time. Because the worst changes that are happening to us are those slow, gradual changes. Because you only notice when it's already too late, or well, too late. But it's never too late. There's no such a thing as too late. What I want to say, and I think you probably get it, it's like um, the element of surprise. Wow, I should have had noticed much sooner that this is becoming a problem. Okay, interesting. What I was talking about the conflict, I don't remember. I channeled something, I don't remember anymore. Um, Here I do remember we were talking about embodying the shadow of the Ten of Pentacles to be a little bit more material. Maybe buy something nice for yourself, spend a little money on yourself, let others help you, and the of Pentacles and Reverse was about the steady progress. I don't know, I don't need clarifiers for that. So I guess we can call it a day. Let's quickly read your oracle cards. Baiting ritual number 6. And we close the reading. Baiting ritual. Healing, washing away negativity of what does not belong, preparing for success. With you, water spirit, I wash away what no longer serves me, entering in spell that call for healing. Receiving this card is a good omen that a new beginning is very close at hand. However, there is still a little healing to do before you can welcome a fresh face. There are remnants of past experience that are still negatively influencing your choice and what you're calling into existence. You may not even be consciously aware of just how much emotional or spiritual weight you are still carrying. You may wish to consider reaching out to a professional if you feel called to who can help you access those areas in your life that are in need of healing so you can safely process and move forward. Each time you confront the challenges of your past, you open up a little more space, which allows you to fill your life with more joy, abundance, and love. Pulling this card is a sign that now is not quite the right time to move forward with your plan, although you are not very far away from the light at the end of the tunnel. Skipping over this critical healing step could derail any future success you might have. Instead, in, invest in this act of self care, washing away what no longer serves the person you are becoming. And there is a short wash away ritual. I hope you can read it if you want. Okay, so maybe you are coming from a very difficult past, and you are overgiving because you know exactly how it feels for the people you are helping. For some of you, and let's check the number 22, the owl and hop. Wisdom. Owls are closely associated with Athena, the Greek goddess of wisdom. Known for their nocturnal vision, owls represent knowledge and, er- and erudition, with a hint of mystery. The hop is an impressive plant able to climb up to 20 feet in a single growing season. Combined, the pair indicates spiritual and intellectual fulfillment. You have come to an end of a long journey. Relish in your achievement, taking deep, satisfying breaths. Am I content? If I've reached a state of fulfillment, am I willing to humble myself and try something new? Interesting. There are several ways how this can loosely be tied up to the reading, but I feels like there's something what's eluding me. Maybe it makes more sense to you. You are at the end of a long journey. Maybe your healing or your spiritual path, your ascensions. Okay, so group two, thank you very much for allowing me to read for you. I hope this message brought you some clarity, some healing. I hope you felt heard and seen. If this reading resonated, please leave me a comment and a like. And if you like my energy, please consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye. Hello, group three. Wait a second. My headphones were not connected. I a little bit readjusted the gain on the microphone. I hope it's not too much. Oh, I didn't cleanse the space. I'm getting tired. I'm fasting since yesterday evening and it's already 7 p.m. this is only the group 3. We're in the middle. So we ask the spirit guide of the group 3 to guide me through this reading, to help me deliver clearest messages for the highest good of the viewers of group 3. Okay, so group 3. If you felt drawn, still recording. There was some notification on the screen. So if you felt drawn to the Wheel of Fortune from the Tarot de la Nuit deck, I know there is terrible reflection. Or this piece of driftwood, then this will be your reading. And I was asking Spirit, what are you healing within one of the archetypes within you? What is going on in your life? What are the challenges? And what are some supporting energies or advice from Spirit? And you get the archetype of Siren. And I have to complain here. First of all, in group 2, I was forced to fumble like a total newbie around the Empress card because I don't know the deck. And I called it the 2 of shit, it's Empress. So, no Empress, High Priestess. Sorry. See, every time I use the sacred web, it's like I don't know what I'm looking at. It's humbling life lesson. Okay. And second of all, yes, for your group, there were a lot more of cards coming out, and I was told to take them, take them, take them. So, a little demanding. And you got watching, spying, gathering info, envy, trying to figure you out, keeping tabs. I know if someone is spying on you, only take it if it resonates. This should only be confirming your intuition, not telling you something you have no idea. This is a general reading on YouTube. Then you got truth, expression, new perspective, seeing the truth, clear action, honesty, communication. Belief system, facade, conditioning, expectations, conformity, evaluating long held beliefs, awakening. Renewal, spark, new life, fresh start, rejuvenation, healing from crisis, sacral chakra. Nurture, protective, compassion, love, sincere feelings, wants to take care of you. There's a lot that is going on in your life, simply put. A lot of self searching, crumbling up of belief systems, rise of a new you. authenticity. Okay. Um, Desert of isolation. Traverse the desolate space of solitude to uncover reflections and resilient survival. Okay. I'm not sure. We're probably going to run out of space. Hmm. Heart's desire. Sing along to your heart's song, for it knows what you truly want. Maybe I like this. Vortex of creativity. Spiral into a creative vortex, unleashing imaginative power to manifest your dreams into reality. Grow of unity. Bind energies in the unified sanctuary of the grow, fostering interconnected harmony among all beings. Then you got the card House Mouse 27. You know the things you are capable of, but are you confident in learning into that belief? Oh, sorry, in leaning into that belief. So, this is definitely about stepping into your power, stepping into who you really are, what you really want from this life, what is strongly pulling you. Of course, I did see the archetype card, and I did check it a little bit from the guidebook. So we have some shadow side, some talking points, also for you to know what it represents based on author's interpretation, and I will then channel. Um, but what I wanted to say is that the siren is about reaching for the taboo. There is a strong pull. The siren is the temptress, the seducer. There is some desire, some longing for something that might not be readily accepted in your vicinity community, and it's maybe about you accepting that you can be a loving mother with a king and replace king with whatever, a hobby that is weird in your community, or whatever you want to do, whatever your soul or your heart or your inner child is pulling you towards. It is something like that. Also, for some of you reaching for new doors and finding them enjoyable, a message came through earlier when I was shuffling out the cards for this group. Allow, but don't abuse. So you can allow yourself to have certain experiences, but make sure you're not abusing those experiences. Take it how it resonates. Then you got number two. No, number one, sorry. Oh my god. The cat and lavender. And what is it? Is it oh is it one? No, this is 14. The antelope and wheat. Nourishment. This is independence. This is nourishment. And you also got a special message from Spirit. One of Earth, so Ace of Pentacle, with the bottom deck energy, Goddess, the Empress. So this card speaks about that all the potential you could that you have all the potential that you could have, that anything is possible. And the Empress is about combining the intelligence with the intuition. So take it how that resonates, because it will apply specifically and differently to your situation. Okay. Is there anything else that we can channel from these cards? Heart's desire. Yeah, that is something that is pulling you. The creative aspect. There is a strong pull simply to something that is maybe a little bit unusual. And what you are healing or we are going through is basically to allow yourself to have that, whatever that is. Find a healthy way, balanced way how to incorporate it to your life. Okay. So, if this sounds like it resonates, then let's pull out 9 cards. 3 for what you are going through, 3 for some challenges, and 3 for supporting energy or advice. All right. So we have a 7 of Swords in reverse, the Star in reverse, 9 of Wands in reverse. For the challenges, 10 of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, 8 of Swords. Support, 2 of Wands in reverse or advice, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and 6 of Swords in reverse. And Knight of Swords on the bottom. Okay. So, Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords typically is about someone going behind your back. So, this is telling me it is something that you think you would maybe do in secret. I don't know why, but that's what's coming through. And that doesn't mean it's anything illegal or you just not nothing that you should be ashamed for, but for some reason you either are or you don't want people to know. Okay. The star in reverse. The star in general is about healing, but if it's in reverse, it can be even deceit or delusion. Also, can be need for healing, right? It's like you that trying to talk yourself out of your needs, which is impossible and only leads to pain. Eight of Wands in reverse. Well, Eight of Wands typically, right, is the fast um, energy, and since it's in reverse, it's stall, delay. This is in some way holding back maybe your spiritual journey, that you are not accepting certain parts of yourself that you started to discover. Okay, interesting. I don't know what it is. It's actually coming nicely generally, which is not always the case. Okay, challenges. We have Ten of Pentacles, which is about wealth, mm, legacy, also relying on others. It's the community, dependence, family in general. That is a challenge because whatever you are being pulled towards may be frowned upon, and you don't want to shed that light or shadow on your family. Listen, be yourself. You're not responsible for opinions of other people. Not at all. That's all on them. Um, Actually, now I'm reminded about the quote I saw yesterday from a creator called channel, or I don't know how you want to call it, Factology, it's called. And one of them, several very good ones, and one of them was that the path to inner calm starts with four words: not my fucking problem. So that's my advice from me personally, the reader, Mira. No, that was not channeled. But I'm part of the package, so take it or leave it. Um, the next challenging energy is Queen of Cups, which is interesting. All right, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, it's a challenge because you're an empath. You actually do understand the point of view of the people that would be perhaps judging you, because you understand where they are coming from and how were they traumatized or molded into a certain way of thinking and blah 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 blah. You understand it all, you can feel into it, and that's what makes it even more difficult for you. And man, I understand, and I don't envy you. But you know, pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. The pull of the siren won't go away. And you can resist for long, but it will be painful. Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is being stuck. It's a perceived prison of our mind. And this is exactly describing your situation. You feel stuck in this conundrum. But what spirit is advising you is to adopt the end mentality. Yes, I do very much care about my family and their reputation and status and their feelings from about the reaction that they will get from the public, and I care about my well-being much more, and I will go where the heart leads me. And if you put it like that, there is no prison. There is no difficult choice to make. It is about choosing yourself. Maybe doing it discreetly if it's sensitive, but not necessarily hiding it or suppressing it in yourself. You don't have to advertise it, in other words, whatever you are being pulled towards. I hope it makes sense to you. Okay. Two of Wands in reverse is what I was just talking about, actually. About the decision that in the end isn't really a decision. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse is about a cycle. You are at the verge of a cycle. Um, I don't want to call it a test, but this is probably not the first time where you find yourself in a situation where you are not choosing yourself, your own needs, because of your family expectations. So here we are again, a cycle that hasn't been broken yet. And this is the nudge, the reminder that you can only repeat the cycle. But if you want to go further, you need to break out of this cycle. And Six of Swords in reverse. Six of Swords traditionally is going towards brighter future, calmer water from Five of Swords into Six of Swords, right? Um, but in reverse, okay, in reverse is it's like it's mirroring this Eight of Swords uh, cards card. You need to break through, and you need to, you know, you are in charge of your life. All the decision that you make, yeah, should be your own, based on what you think is best for you, not because the tarot reading said something. And I don't even know what this represents for you, right? I have no idea. Apart from that, it is about allowing to have the needs you have and accepting that you can satisfy them safely. This is somehow accepting that, yes, it is possible to um, accept it or incorporate it into my life. And again, this can be anything, anything, and doesn't need to be uh, too weird or kinky. It's just something that is not that common, maybe in your community, but it will be something that you will love doing. Okay. Interesting reading. Half an hour. Okay. The other ones were approximately as long. Well, we have to get moving. If I don't know if I'm going to read all the cards. Oh, I did it for the other two groups, so I guess I will. Okay, so being discreet, moving in silence, and the star in reverse. Let's clarify the star in reverse. What else can we know about the star in reverse? That is a lot of clarifiers. So we got the Empress, the Moon. Yeah, the Moon was kind of coming through with the meaning of the card as well. Five of Wands in reverse. I was feeling the energy of the Moon. Page of Cups in reverse and Three of Swords in reverse. It's like stepping into your true self would somehow lead to conflict, you being seen as selfish, and you'd be heartbroken. Sorry that I laughed. I was just. I never got a story like that when reading tarot. And now it just flew so nicely. Okay. Um, Knight of Wands. I mean, yeah, that's resisting the change, the pull. I don't think it needs clarifiers. This is about the family, the larger community, right? Because it's the legacy of the family. The Queen of Cups was about your empathic part that understands the other people perspective. This is about being stuck. Okay, can we maybe clarify the Queen of Cups? Yes. I was thinking about how to step into this and how to accept both point of views and how to choose yourself. And we got the Hangman, so this is a change of perspective. Um, that you have to prioritize yourself. There is no other way. And if it's not acceptable at your community, then you need to find new community. And we got also the Knight of Pentacles. This is diligently working on something. So maybe working on accepting your needs and finding way how to fulfill them. Okay. The Two of Wands, there was a channeling. What was it about? I can never remember what I channel. Because it's quite different when it's an intuitive hint that I get from the cards, but when it's a direct channel during the reading, I don't remember what I said. And Six of Swords. Six of Swords was about, yeah, let's clarify the Six of Swords. It's about the, well, with the Wheel of Fortune, accepting this whole situation, right? Six of Cups, something fell on the floor, and I think that's it. It was in reverse, and it's Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like you feel you will be disowned or by your family, or like they will talk badly, like, well, he decided to, I don't know, quit the med school and start painting. Could be an example of an application. The strong siren pull towards something that wouldn't be accepted by your family, right? It's something like that. You are worried, and this is the supporting energy. So it's like, put it into perspective. Right. It was the Two of Wands. Thank you, Spirit, for the reminder. Put it into perspective. What kind of life do you imagine yourself having if you continue on the path you're on? Or when you start accepting your need and fulfilling your need and following your heart in a way that is healthy. Like, it doesn't have to be a career decision for every one of you. You know what it is about that I'm talking about. What, when you put those two paths in perspective, then it shouldn't be a decision at all. Even if it would mean that you lose some people along the way, that might be the price you have to pay. But in the end, it's a price worth paying. Okay, that's what came through. Um, let's read the house mouse, number 27. I can do it. Confidence, assurance, fearlessness. Love it. You know the thing you are capable of, but are you confident in leaning into that belief? Belief systems, yes, we had that in the oracle cards. Imagine how terrifying it must be for a humble little mouse to move through a house of giants. Furniture must appear to be like canyons, and pets must feel like monsters. Yet the mouse finds the courage to scurry along to fulfill his quest. Confidence is key when you have pulled the house mouse card, as you could be moving a lot faster in your endeavors if you're willing to put yourself out there. Courage is often misrepresented as a lack of fear, when really it means being afraid of something and doing it anyway. If you believe in yourself, then others will also. If your question is about the birth of new project, love interest, or phase in life, then receiving this card is a good omen of successful outcome. This card could also mean you're receiving a lot attention and should make the most of it. However, on the rare occasion this card falls from the deck in reverse, it's a sign that well deserved pride has crossed the line into arrogance and isn't being received well. Don't be afraid to continue to shine your light, not so much that you burn those around you. Okay, so that would be the shadow exactly of like demanding or abusing. But in general also confirms, right? Go for um what your heart is calling you to. Okay, and woodland wardens to close out this reading. Independence, the cat and the lavender. Cats are cunning, clever, and independent. Often loners, they represent self reliance. While lavender's scent brings soothing comfort, its Victorian association with distrust reminds us to look inward, relying on our own instincts and inner resources. Yes, exactly. Look into yourself, trust your intuition. What are your needs? Allow what's perhaps has been hiding in your shadow. You can seek your full potential without depending on validation from others. Power, resourcefulness, and potential are keywords to remember. Perfect. And number 14, the antelope and weeds. Oh, what? So it is L. So it's 45. I need glasses. There. Nourishment. Antelope are associated with community. Traveling in the large herds, they work together to detect predators, locate food, and care for the young and old. This way, the group supports the thriving of each individual. Likewise, golden sheaves of wheat are ancient symbols of prosperity. A relatively easy grain to grow, store, and convert to flour, and a staple crop around the world. Wheat is closely associated with wealth and abundance. Together, the antelope and wheat call us to nourish ourselves and our communities. You are feeling fulfilled, nourished, and secure. Celebrate your good fortune by sharing it with others in need. Invest in your community and ensure you are supported in leaner times. It is about filling your cup first. In order of us to be able to give others, our needs need to be fulfilled. Our cup needs to be full. So this is about accepting however your cup needs to be filled. It's very okay to fill your cup, to fulfill your needs. There is nothing to be ashamed of. As long as it doesn't harm anyone, and if there are participants, there are all willing participants, follow your heart, do the art, start a channel, follow your passion. All right, group three, beautiful reading. Thank you very much for allowing me to read for you. I hope the message brought you clarity, healing. If it resonated, please leave me a comment or at least a like. And if you like my energy, please subscribe. And I hope to see you next time. Goodbye. Hello, group 3. Welcome to your reading. It's very strange. I got very comfortable when I sat down to do your reading. It's the last group, and it's 8:30. I started preparing this reading at 3 p.m. in the afternoon, so it's been a couple of hours I've been at it, with some breaks in between, of course. Anyway, but I sat down, I got really comfortable, way more comfortable than for other 3 groups. I'm going to just enjoy the last one, right? And then I heard my cats, and I realized I forgot them. I forgot to feed them, and dinner was supposed to be hours ago, right? So I had to get up and feed them. And I was also reminded before I already prepared, shuffled out the cards, I was connected, and I decided that I have to do the laundry because, well, it can't wait for hours until I'm finished with the reading. So I just, okay, I'm just going to hang the laundry so I can start the reading and sit with the energies. And it feels like for you that you have, and this is important message for you, it feels like there is always something you have to do that has a higher priority based on, I don't know what scale you're measuring it against. Okay. So, I usually do this off camera, but I think I forgot to do it for group 3, and now for you, I just didn't do it before. I think I was also afraid that something will interrupt me if I don't start recording. Okay, so spirit guides of group 4, of people that felt drawn to this Wheel of Fortune card from the Darkwood Tarot, or this piece of wood that looks like a pistol. Please, spirit guides of viewers, group 4. Did I say before group 4 or group 2? I don't know. Okay. Please let me be a clear channel. Only messages for highest good of all. So, alright. This was a weird intro. It's like everything feels different with this group. Right? What I said, I got way more comfortable. It's actually okay. Now it's good. Alright, let's see. This is going to be interesting. Number 20, Pilgrim. Self-care energy, love energy depleted, cleansing, wanting time alone, recharge, retreat. Okay, so this is starting to sound like an adventure trapped in a situation that is not keys on a ring, one night stand, which messages something transient, short term, many options, decisions, unconventional, string along. Illusions, confusion, not seeing clearly, escapism, addictions, fantasy. Sky of clarity, soar into the boundless sky of clarity, where insights are as infinite as the azure expanses. Azure. I don't know what it is. It is the color. I'm not sure how to pronounce it correctly in English. Choose wisely. Decisions shape your path, mind challenge. A mid challenge. Jesus Christ. I really do need stronger glasses. Stay open to learnings as answers reveal your destined journey. Then from the Imbolc Oracle, Season of the Witch Imbolc Oracle, you got Blackberries, number 8. There is no weaving with existence when you ignore the presence of spirit within self. Right. I'm starting to see a theme. I mean, that is the theme, right? But it's a lot of about acceptance within a healing of uh, the archetypes. It's about when you find your needs to accept them, to cherish them, to fulfill them, to nourish them, because they are your needs. And number 27, the Fox and Ivy, adaptability. And then message from spirit was the Fool, the Summer lands with initiation, judgment. So the Fool is about the Fool's journey, the first start, the leap, the step into the unknown. And the judgment is awakening, spiritual calling, um, stepping onto the higher purpose path. But also, there are in this card two people, um, a man and a woman. So that could also suggest a union. But let's start from the archetype of pilgrim. So what I have noted in my notebook or from the guidebook, the pilgrim, the wanderer, traveler, apprentice. It's about motion, freedom, expansion, and growth. Deep spiritual path, seeking outside and inside. Travel light, travel soon. I also noted astral travel from for some of you. If they resonate, take it. If not, don't worry about it. And in the pilgrim is also the longing to answer the call, right? This is about, as I mentioned at the beginning, about accepting it, about the adventure that may be trapped. And this is about getting unstuck, about overcoming the obstacles that keeps you stuck, illusions, confusion. You're seeking clarity with the sky of clarity. Choose wisely. And the message from Spirit couldn't be clearer. The step on the journey. The shadow of the pilgrim, even though I don't think it probably won't come out because based off what is coming out, but I'll still mention it. The shadow is aloof, uncommittal, and flaky. This is something that may come up sometimes in some situation. And I mean, if it's literally a traveling or having that absolute freedom, that does mean that it is probably reflecting in some way on relationships. So you might be, the shadow would be a little bit emotionally too detached. But let's, at the end, then I will read from the guidebook for those two oracle cards. I'm still fasting until I finish the readings. I'm not sure. Maybe I won't even eat today. I can always eat tomorrow. So, what is going on? What are you working on? Ace of Swords in reverse. Seeking clarity. You're confused. Illusions, confusion. Hmm. Chariot. That's the direct. And the Wheel of Fortune came up for you. Even though it came up for group 3, though in reverse. Okay, so this is about challenges. 5 of Pentacles. Sun in reverse. 10 of Wands in reverse. And supporting energy. 5 of Wands in reverse. Queen of Cups. 3 of Swords. Knight of Cups. Okay, I already got some channeled messages from some of the cards. So let's do this. So the Ace of Swords in reverse is about you going inside, about searching within you, finding your own truth. Where is it that I want my life to go? And again, this is not only about traveling, or really, you don't have to be getting ready for, I don't know, backpacking Europe, even though you could be. But it's an extreme example. This can be about the need to try the new things, to go into different directions, to search, to find your why and what and so on. You have this hunger for adventure. And there is something about it that you are not seeing, you don't want to see, or you don't want to accept. It's something that you're resisting. The Chariot is, it's mainly in this case here about direction. You seeing what you want. Maybe suddenly, maybe for the first time. Maybe that's why something that seemingly sound bizarre and as a special problem, or in other words, it's something normal. But here I have a feeling like I don't know, it was sudden, it hit you hard. the pull towards something. Or maybe you just woke up after years of living the life in the same way with you know, a sudden adventure mind or archetype. Because there is something with a one night stand and the fool, like testing waters, trying new things. There's that type of uh, energy, but also the direction is clear. There is some sort of overarching theme. I hope you understand what I mean. This is saying the general direction is clear, and the wheel of fortune is um, basically saying that this is a cycle. You are at a point in your life when you can step on a new journey. Mm. Okay. The challenges, the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles in general is about feeling abandoned, unwanted, maybe even. Could suggest also financial troubles. So I don't know how that resonates for you, whether you feel in some way abandoned or you feel like you are abandoning someone, or you stepping on this new path would mean you are about to abandon someone. The sun in reverse suggests that the situation that you would believe in isn't an unhappy one. Sun in reverse is still an excellent card, a positive card, a happy card. So it's like you have no good enough reason to do the decision you're doing. And this doesn't necessarily have to be about relationship or uh, I don't know, it can be about employment, leaving a job and starting fresh, doing something completely else. Just take it how it resonates. I think you'll know what I'm talking about and how it applies to your situation, because it can be many things. So you're not living in a bad situation with the Ten of Wands in reverse. It's like you're resisting the final push, not trusting yourself. It's like not saying because that's the way I want it isn't a good enough reason, and it is. That's the only valid reason. Well, not only, depend on maybe closest family, if you have children. I wouldn't do major life decisions without running it by my son. It's like that we're moving into another country. Well, in different situation if you need to, out of safety or other reasons. I don't know why I said that, but if if you're not safe, then oh my god, move. Okay, and supportive energy. Five of Wands in reverse. I read about this card just a couple of days ago from the guidebook, and I only read like really three or four maybe, but I don't remember anymore. Sorry, it's the Four of Wands. What did I say? Did I say Five of Wands previously? It's a Four of Wands, and it's a troll under a bridge, and it was in reverse. If this is your accommodation when you're traveling, then please don't invite me. I'm sorry, that was stupid. Um, since this is the supporting energy, either it is something that you have to accept that there will be that there will be changes maybe in in your stability, obviously, if you are about to step into something new. And if it's literal traveling, of course, then obviously it's like not having a stable home, but this is a um, supporting energy. So that's like saying home is everywhere, or home is where your heart is. And that may be true for any activity. It's like doing what you love and you love it. Do what you love and you love what you do. Um, Queen of Cups, right? Thank you. So that was just a message that I said, um, the channel. And the Three of Swords, right? I got a message right away when I pulled out, when I turned the card, is that you have to accept the heartbreaks. This is maybe also about being vulnerable and open about something, and that means that you are making yourself vulnerable to heartbreak. And Spirit is saying to, yes, yes, of course. And that's the way it's supposed to be. And it's okay. And we need to accept the heartbreak. But we've already probably been through a few. And you know how to heal. You know how to get up again and be happy and have joy and love. Okay. That felt like a very nice and concise message. I don't even feel the need to pull some clarifiers that I did for other groups, so I will for you as well. So, this was about you not accepting something about yourself or about the situation. Chariot was is that you know what to do, and the Wheel of Fortune about the cycle. Okay, about the cycle. And 4, the Emperor. This is you stepping into the power, into your power, you making the decision about your life, you basically managing your life, and you do what you want. I wasn't asking anything. Knight of Wands, 4 of Wands in reverse, and 7 of Pentacles. Something about tradition is coming through those cards. 4 of Cups in reverse. Okay, so the challenge is 5 of Pentacles. Let's clarify that. Let me clarify the 5 of Pentacles. Okay. Let's go. 10 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles. And 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Cups, sorry. In reverse. I don't know what it reads. What I what I'm getting is that you but this is again very similar to messages or for one of the maybe for the group three. Oh right, because I said they may be connected. Oh, okay. I hope it was group three because that would make sense. Otherwise, it I don't know. So about kind of being afraid to express this archetype in your life. It's like, all right, the tradition that came through. Okay, okay, okay. So this whole thing, maybe also might be about breaking traditions. Like you always go to the same restaurant on Friday evening, and that's your tradition. But you want to explore. You want to go on adventures. You want to try a new restaurant every time, and I don't know, just apply it as it resonates. Can be something very normal, benign. Can be something much, much, much bigger. In any case, there is some perceived mm, fear of um, being rejected for having that kind of nature. And then it seems like a simple thing, but some families are really, really set on certain traditions. And if they do, then changing the tradition is like committing murder. So I don't know. I hope it resonates for someone, or I don't know. I was thinking, I'm not sure if anyone will publicly admit to resonate with the readings, especially the one I'm doing today. Okay, the sun was, yeah, exactly, not leaving the unhappy. So we're not dissatisfied with what you have, and that's why you cannot even say, well, I don't want to change. I want to try something new, but it doesn't mean that I don't like what we have now. It's like a novelty seeking energy, to generalize it further, and accepting disappointments. Yeah, you might find some things along the way that you won't like, or people disappointing you. That's the risk of trying new things, not having the stability, but doing what you love, therefore loving what you do. Very nice. Let's close out with the two oracle cards. Number 8, Blackberry. Blackberries. Spiritual neglect, dwelling on the negative, low vibrations. There is no weaving with excitement, with existence, when you ignore the presence of spirit within self. I should have used brighter light. Blackberries have a rich and varied connection with religious cultures and especially Christianity, as it is believed the thorn crown worn by Jesus at his crucifixion was fashioned from blackberry runners. In some tales, they are considered to be dark omens, with people going as far as calling them dead fruits, or stating they have been cursed by Lucifer after he landed on a blackberry bramble when he fell from heaven. I had no idea. I love blackberries, personally. Receiving this card is an indication of spiritual neglect and choosing the path of temptation, greed, drama, laziness, envy, and manipulation. This card often appears when a limiting belief or behavior has become destructive and the shadow aspect of your subconscious are driving your decisions. However, pulling this card also means you are ready to stop being your own enemy, make a change, and own a new pathway forward. Be mindful on the way you react to things and the words you say. When you dwell on the negative, you draw further low vibrational energy to your situation. Don't play the victim instead. Call on your spiritual reserves and turn to the light. There is always a solution where there is hope and honor. There is a recipe for a connect to your higher self bath if you want to do it. Interesting message. I was just thinking whether it was aimed toward the shadow of the pilgrim archetype, but it spoke also about making a change and a new pathway. And the pilgrim is about new paths, about novelty, about trying new things. Something about breaking traditions, right? Came through. Okay, the fox and ivy, number 27. Adaptability. Foxes are cunning, quick thinking, and clever. When paired with ivy, a hardy plant that flourishes even in harsh environments, the fox reminds us to apply our cleverness towards adaptability. Allow the fox's ingenuity to guide you. Nimbleness and adaptability will suit you well in your endeavors. I don't know, I was pointing toward Ace of Swords, which in reverse is like sort of a little bit of rigidness in thinking, right? So, adaptability, like openness, being open to new things. I don't know at all what it is really about in your life. I do hope that this message resonates for someone. I hope it brought you some clarity, healing. I hope you felt seen and heard. If it resonated, please leave me a like or a comment or both. And if you like my energy, please subscribe. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.